Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा. This is Shama Supriya Devi Dasi from Houston, welcoming all the devotees to our Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. I thank all the devotees for joining the chanting session and giving your very blissful association this morning. And I sincerely ask for forgiveness for stopping your sincere and ecstatic chanting. Thank you to each and every devotee who joined this chanting session. And now we will move to our next part of our session, that is our Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta. And can I know who are all joining this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the sessions and giving a very sweet association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, joining from all the way from Canada and giving your very sweet association. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Supriya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Sukha Karkasada from Chennai. All wonderful sessions. Thank you to all of you for allowing me to join your club. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sudhukar Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We are very happy to have you in our session, Prabhu. And please continue to give your association. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Supriya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vardhana from Atlanta, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining the sessions and giving your very valuable time and association. And your DP, your sari, everything is matching, Mataji. I'm so bright. Thank you so much.
All
Mataji.
credit goes to Indu Mataji. She made flyer beautifully.
Very nice.
He's
Mataji.
talking about today's Mataji. Today, your background and your
Today,
sari.
your background, your sari, you are looking very bright.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Sham Supriya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi from Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the sessions and giving your very sweet association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji.
No, you go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the sessions and giving your very sweet association each and every day, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shama Supriya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasani Devi Dasi from Atlanta. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your warm welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the sessions and giving your very wonderful association each and every day and encouraging all of us, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anybody on the call would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Shukriya Mataji, Dandvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the sessions and giving your very sweet association each and every call, Mataji. And please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So now we will move to our next part of our session, that is our Srila Prabhupada's summary sessions. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees to our Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call of our Srila Prabhupada's summary sessions. And today we are going to hear Lilamrta chapter 46 summary. And to give this chapter summary, we have with us Her Grace Vardhana Mataji. Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the sessions and giving your very precious time in association and giving the chapter summary. I now hand over the call to you.
Mataji, can you also read the
Oh,
quote?
sorry. Yeah. Before handing over the call to Mataji, I would like to read the quote of the Srila Prabhupada's quote for the day, October 14th. I have given the ideas, now you give the shape. Vrindavan, October 14, 1977. Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji, you can take over the call. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Priya Mataji. Hare Krishna, all the devotees. Dandvat Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm not at all qualified to talk about our Acharya Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, but by devotees' mercy, I got this opportunity. I'm so happy. I didn't prepare much. You may be seeing so much lag in my talk, but please forgive me if I speak anything knowingly or unknowingly. If I speak anything wrong, please forgive me. Let us start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurotilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dasa Padanikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Raghunatitam Sa Jivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saguna Lalita Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shrute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindheva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaurav Om Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaurav Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We'll talk about Prabhupada Lilamrta, chapter 46. In 1975, when Prabhupada is trying to establish solidly, ISKCON solidly in major countries and cities in preaching Krishna consciousness, this chapter when Prabhupada, we will see the adventures happen in Denver and Chicago and Philadelphia, and also Prabhupada very nicely explained the important point about woman liberation. So Prabhupada is very strong in giving to the Americans, even the living style is different, but Prabhupada is very strict, boldly he was very strong in following the 4 regulative principles, and for popularity people may change their principles, but Prabhupada is not like that. He was very strong in following, and he was so emphasized in following the 4 regulative principles. And even people doesn't like the way of his talking, but Prabhupada is very broadly and strongly he was used to express his opinions in public and also in the media. In 1975, I think in June 27th, Prabhupada traveled to Denver. All the Denver devotees warmly welcoming Prabhupada in the airport. They did Pad Puja, and they also did a very nice kirtan. Prabhupada was so happy by hearing the kirtans, how the devotees have done. He always used to say kirtan, which makes us always remember Krishna, and he was so happy. When he reached the temple in Denver, and when he saw the temple at Denver, he was so happy. It was constructed with bricks. Earlier it was a church, but devotees they bought the property and they nicely arranged the Krishna temple. By looking at the temple, he was so amazing by looking the deities, and he was so happy. Everyday activities are going on. On one day, Prabhupada, every day he used to take walk with the devotees. In that walk, he used to share a very nice points during the walk. He was sharing with devotees how the Indian politics is working. The time Indira Gandhi was in trouble, she announced the emergency law because of some problems are going on. That's what the point brought up by Prabhupada, and he is explaining. Prabhupada wrote many letters to Indira Gandhi to support Krishna consciousness, and which will be good to the society and the people. But she didn't. She was not that much favorable. If she would do that, she may not be seeing this problem. That's what Prabhupada explaining. And also, Prabhupada is asking how the things are going at the Denver temple. Prabhupada then asked about the public response to the Krishna conscious in Denver. They get the nice attendance on Sundays. Satswarup Prabhu answered, and many people come. There is a good hope. Prabhupada offered good book distribution here too. Prabhupada, he was so his heart and soul is to the book distribution. When we successfully distributed the books, that means that we are success in our the way we are working on. He got the instruction from his Guru Maharaj Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, saying that you do two things. One, you go out to the Western and preach the Krishna consciousness, and whenever you get the time, you publish the books. That's what the Prabhupada was so eager to do the book distribution. Earlier, to support the temples, there is no funds. Only the funds we get through the book distribution only. They used to distribute the books. So by that money, they used to run the temples. And now also it's been happening the same in many places. So they do book distribution, and they'll invite the new devotees to come to the temple. That is how they're making the Krishna consciousness. That is the most successful. Whenever the book distribution is going so nicely, that is successful, because people are in gross ignorance. They are taking this temporary life as everything. Very horrible condition. We are trying to explain what is the actual life. By doing this book distribution, they are bringing the devotees to the temple, and they are making as a devotees. That's what Prabhupada always encouraged in do the book distribution. I think in the last chapter, Lalitangi Mataji very beautifully explained how the book distribution make very close the devotees to the Krishna. And also very important point Prabhupada mentioned in Denver temple while during the walk. People are working so hard day and night for these temporary years. Prabhupada said, although by laboring less than that, they can go back to Godhead. Just to get a nice car, a nice wife, a few children by working so hard, And by the same labor, if the devotee is himself to Krishna conscious, then he go back to Godhead. What Prabhupada is saying, that people are working so hard to live this life. They're working so hard and they're getting the miseries, which is not helping them. That is not people understanding. They are thinking, we need to have a luxury life or whatever. They are working so hard and they're getting the miseries. The people who worked for 10 to 12 hours, they will eat the same 2 to 3 rotis, dal and little bit sabji. And the person who worked for 3 hours in Krishna conscious also, they eat the same quantity of food. But unnecessarily unnecessarily were working like a donkeys, we are making miserable in our lives. And by the same labor, if the devotee himself to Krishna consciousness, then he go back to Godhead. And what is wrong there? We have to got so many Krishna conscious devotees. What is wrong there compared to this ordinary karmis? Are you unhappy? What do you think? All this about will be finished, and after death, they will become a cat or a dog or a tree. What Prabhupada used to mention, that if, while working so much hard, what happiness we will get? We don't get anything. The same, we have to, if we send whatever the time we are spending to get the basic necessities, if we work for Krishna, then definitely we will go back to Godhead. That will helpful for our soul. That was Prabhupada is mentioning. And one devotee came and he asked the question, okay, a lot of time the people coming to them and they're asking, even you are escaping, you are not able to the jobs and you are not able to earn the money and you are simply sitting and eating the food. That's what some devotees came and asked. Lot of times Srila Prabhupada, they feel they were just escaping material life. They say we don't have jobs and we should not work for living. When they came and when they asked the question, Prabhupada said, why you need to work? Because the animals, they don't work even though they get the food. But in the same way, even if we don't work for such many hours, we will get the same, we will get the food. We don't need to worry. Because Krishna is our father. Our father is so richest, we don't need to work. And that's what Prabhupada used to say. You have no money, you work, but we are rich man. We are the Krishna's sons. So why shall I work like you? An ass? An ass will work unnecessarily. We are not. You all work like a donkeys, but we are not the donkeys. We don't need to work because we have the richest father. That's what Prabhupada used to explain. And also Prabhupada explained a wonderful theory, that is martial theory. That is, he was explaining that he learned while in the school. He says that human nature is such, like unless a person has obligation, he will not work. That is the beginning of economics. If one already has something sufficient to eat, then he will not work. So if we have a sufficient to eat, why should we work? What is the answer? This is not escaping. It is coming to the light. To not work and get your necessities is comfort. But to work hard just to get bare necessity of life, that is for hogs and dogs. What Prabhupada used to say in this martial theory, a person, unless he has an obligation, he will not work. Earlier, what parents do, if the son he was so lazy and if he is not working, then they tell him to get married, because if he married, some responsibilities will come upon him. There is an obligation on him. Oh, I am married, I have a wife, I have to work, I have to maintain the family, and I have a children, I need to send them to school. When this obligation comes, the person will be working. So we can have that, but we shouldn't make that as what are the bare necessities we need, that much we need to earn, and rest of the time we have to spend for Krishna consciousness. That's what Prabhupada intention. no need to work hard to get our necessity is comfort, but to work hard just to get the bare necessity of life. That is for the hogs and earth. That's what the Prabhupada is mentioning. And also in Denver, while he was walking, he also asking how things are going, right? And so and some devotees started explaining that devotees are are not eating prasadam because they're consulting doctor, and doctor said you should not eat too much ghee, you have to maintain the diet, and they are saying, and they're cooking themselves, they are not coming to the temple and they're not eating prasadam. Then Prabhupada said that is taking prasadam together is a nice, why should not be liking to take prasadam in the temple? What is fault? No, this is not good, everyone should take prasadam. It is called Prasada Seva, service. Prasadam is not for enjoyment. Prasadam means giving service. Prasadam is as good as Krishna and should be respected as good as Krishna. So one must have the faith that is not a material. Those who are attached to Krishna consciousness movement are attached to the service. They should take prasadam, first class prasadam. Everyone likes the taste of prasadam. So when the people are complaining like that, then devotees express it to Prabhupada. Prabhupada saying that no, we should always take the prasadam. Earlier in temples in Los Angeles, when they constructed the temple, what they used to do, they collect the money. Only the thing they used to do distributing the prasadam. So every day they will say that we have a feast in temple. Please come and take the prasadam. And they come to temple and they eat prasadam. And slowly they ask them, oh, today we have a Bhagavatam class. You come for Bhagavatam class. They started coming to the Bhagavatam class. And then after coming to the Bhagavatam class, they slowly injecting them to, okay, today we do some chanting, do 1 round of chanting, 2 round of chanting. By eating prasadam, they slowly change the devotees. They're doing some today we having a Gita course, you can do the Gita course. That's how they change the people. Now the people, if you see, if earlier if we have a program like we used to get many devotees, like 100, 200 devotees, but now if we have any program, now only the 10-15 people are coming, because they are especially today's generation kids, whoever, they are mostly attracted to the social media, and they're wasting a lot of time. Only the way we can change them is by giving the prasadam. They are by giving prasadam every day, they will change themselves and they'll come to the Krishna conscious. That is what Prabhupada used to say. Krishna prasadam is a seva. Prasadam is not for enjoyment. We are giving a service as a prasadam to the devotees. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. And after that, from Denver, Prabhupada started travel to Chicago. I think it's on July 2nd. He traveled to Chicago. In the airport, in the flight, he saw one magazine that says that time crime. Why and what to do. There are so many criminal activities are going on in Western. Prabhupada saw that magazine and he felt so bad, and he started thinking, whenever in Chicago, whenever he gets time, he used to think about these criminal activities, how to help the people. And one reporter asked by many devotees came and they're welcoming Prabhupada. No leader will get such type of welcome. All the reporters who are at the airport, they all are stunned by looking at Prabhupada. Who is this guy? Why the people are so giving a grand welcome? Even leaders will not get such a welcome. And everybody was surprised. And one of the reporter asked, I would like to know what is the occasion, why are you visiting Chicago? And then Prabhupada said, just now I have seen one article in Time magazine. Srila Prabhupada replied. He raised his right hand in an instructive gesture and leaned against the cane he held in his left hand. It was 4 or 5 pages. He continued, crime, why, and how to solve it. If you are serious, then you can take our method and suggestion. Then you can stop these crimes. Just Prabhupada mentioned, we will provide a solution to you. You can follow our method and suggestion that will make to reduce the crimes happening in the Western. That's what Prabhupada suggested, and many reporters are went to Prabhupada to take the suggestions from him how we can solve this criminal activities problem. When that welcome, Prabhupada got that grand welcome, and in the next day, Prabhupada traveled on July 2nd. On July 4th newsletter, it came a letter message saying that, oh, Krishna disciple welcome leader to Chicago. They was so surprised how the welcome happened to the Prabhupada. And then luxury car came to airport, and some of the reporters traveled with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, the world is simply full of criminals. Prabhupada continued, seated in the back seat of the car, and they pulled away from the airport entrance. Crime means papi, sinful. To Prabhupada, to Srila Prabhupada, it seems to make no difference that he was sitting in a car with few disciples and not speaking with the press. If simply by law you want to suppress them, it will not be successful. See, suppose if you want to reduce the criminal activities that's happening, the things happen like slaughter cows. In many cities, they slaughter the cows, and also they're killing the child in the womb. These type of criminal activities, you have to avoid them. You have to make their heart as pure. You have to make them as a human beings. Only that can be happened when we give prasadam and when we change the people, then only things will be happen. That's what Prabhupada. Then you also come along with them, not that these criminals only should be delivered, and you will also go on the continue with criminal activities, slaughterhouse and killing the child in the womb. You are the criminal yourself, the whole state. So the state, the society is encouraging to make such things. We have to avoid such things. Then only these criminal activities will get reduced. That's what Prabhupada suggested. Edgar Vanneman Jr., the city mayor of Evanston, immediately Prabhupada referred to the Time News article on the crime, and that mayor came to Prabhupada to talk, and he wants to take some advice from the Prabhupada how we can reduce these criminal activities. Then Prabhupada said there are like 4 types of people, like first class, second class, third class, and fourth class. First class is Brahmana, second class is Vaishnava, Kshatriya, and the third is Vaishnavas, and the fourth is Shudras. Now the people are all are working like a 4th class people, so we have to bring them to the low. They are very lowest classes. They don't know what they are doing, so they do whatever they wanted. So what we need to do, we have to bring them to the first class. How can we bring them? We have to give the how we have to avoid all this slaughter cows, and we have to give them a nice society where they can learn the good things, and we have to bring from 4th level to the first class level devotees. That is what first class and the second class meant. That was Prabhupada mentioned to the mayor. And also one devotee, once he told to the Prabhupada, there is a big property. If we have that property to our ISKCON, it will be good. We can expand our ISKCON society. Then Prabhupada reminded that point, and he asked the mayor, there is a big property which you are having. If you give that property to our Krishna consciousness, then we will help as much as we can to the in the Western people. Then the mayor said, oh, we have a different different ideas to do. We are our societies are in different places. We are all are planning to bring all together, so we cannot give that property. Mayor replied. Then one devotee came, we already have a big temple, then why you are asking for one more temple? Then Prabhupada said, we have to expose our to the big people. So if big people come to our temple, we have so that our Krishna consciousness will be spread all over the world. That's what Prabhupada intention. And also Prabhupada, he always thinks about the big thing. His thoughts always used to be very big. Every time he used to think how more devotees we can bring into Krishna consciousness, and how even in India 70 to 30, only 30% are vegetarian and 70% they all are like meat eating people. We have to reduce that. We have to give a good consciousness to them, so that we by giving them to people, it will reduce the criminal activities. And lot of Chicago police departments also very interested in Prabhupada ideas. They always used to come to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada used to give them suggestions. One Chicago police department Lieutenant David Morse, he came to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada offered his simple proposal. The government should give ISKCON a large building where the devotees could regularly hold mass kirtans and distribute prasadam, and regularly people would become purified. By giving prasadam and listening to the kirtans, gradually the people will become purified. Lewinton was like Mayor Vanman was respectable and interested. Unless you clean the heart, Srila Prabhupada said, you cannot stop criminality simply by laws. The laws are already known by the theft and murderer, but still they commit because the heart is unclean. They lack cleanliness. And our process is to clean the heart. We are the government, what it is doing, they are putting so many laws, and they are saying, okay, we are doing many laws that they have to follow. But the thieves and criminals, what they already don't know the laws and everything, they will not follow, because their heart is not clean. So Prabhupada said, if you give us an opportunity, we will do this process to cleanse the heart and will bring them to the first class devotees, which will help to reduce this criminality. Whenever get the time, Prabhupada always used to go with this criminal, how we can reduce. He always used to talk about this. And after that, one day in Chicago, Prabhupada is giving the Srimad Bhagavatam class. He finished Jai Radha Madhava, and he started giving the class. The same thing, Ajamil story, what we are doing right now in our Bhakti Sangha, Prabhupada is explaining this Ajamil pastime in the Bhagavatam class. So the idea is that by God's grace, in the beginning of his life, Ajamil engaged himself to be Krishna consciousness and was initiated. Then years later, Krishna gave him the advice, all right, you keep this youngest son name as Narayana, because you will be naturally attached to this body, and you will call him Narayana, Narayana, please come here. Narayana, take food, take your food. Narayana, take your drink. So you will chant Narayana. This was when Prabhupada is explaining this purport by reading this, and he became so emotional by that he is thinking that Krishna is only speaking to him. Prabhupada, sometimes he used to admit all things happening in his emotional, he used to express, sometimes he's not. And also the same thing once happened in Atlanta, when he came to visit Atlanta temple. When he saw the details of Gaurnita in Atlanta temple, he became unconsciousness for some time. By looking at the deities that Krishna came himself, and he is helping him in his making the devotees in Krishna to closer to Krishna. That's what the adventures happens in in Chicago. And after that, Prabhupada gave a very important thing about women liberation. There are many reporters used to come and talk to Srila Prabhupada, and some of the lady reporters also came and they asked to the Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, where do women fit in the social structure? You keep referring to a man but not the woman, so where do really women sits there? Then Prabhupada replied that woman is a man's, her husband, assistant. If a woman was faithful to the first class man, a brahmana, then she always become a first class. If she was married to the second class man, a kshatriya, then she would be considered as a second class woman. If she married to the third class man, a Vaishwa, then she was the third class. According to the status of her husband, she will become the second, fourth, and third and fourth. Woman reporter, she started asking, you mean she is not qualified as a first, second, third class until she married? Then Prabhupada said, yes, a woman requires protection. In childhood, she would be protected by the father, in the youth by the husband, and in old age by the elderly son. The same reporter asked if Prabhupada thought Indira Gandhi, she started continue asking what Prabhupada emphasis is the child and the woman should be protected by somebody else. She cannot have her individuality. Somebody has to protect. When she was in a child, father has to take care. When married, husband has to take care, and when he's old age, children has to take care. She always should be protected by somebody else. People think woman cannot be independent. The intention is wrong. She can be independent, but not like dependent on others. People misuse that. She should not be not like a slave. She has to be protected with somebody. Has to take care, because if we leave woman without any protection, if anything happens, right, like she was anything happens to her, and if the child anything happens, child born, and who has to take care? Again, government only has to take care, right? Why do we give a chance to do such thing happen? So that's the reason women should always be protected by somebody else. When the Prabhupada stated this point, and it published in all the magazines, and became sensational rules saying that women should not be independent. Then so many reporters, they got angry with the statement of Prabhupada, but some, very interestingly, they came to Prabhupada and they asked what else we can do. Prabhupada is trying to change the society. Instead of going into the troubles, why we should not be taken care before problems comes? We have to solve the problems until it comes. Then Prabhupada also mentioned that two things woman has to take care. One is taking care of her husband, and she has to cook nicely. If she cook nicely in the family and she feed the family, and if she take care about her husband nicely, then there will be no problems. That is what the woman's duty is. But now the generation, it became different, and women thinks that we are not dependent on only we can do our own things. But Prabhupada suggests that we should be taken care of, women should be taken care of some other. Woman has to take the responsibility of the family, and as a husband he has to go out and he has to earn money and he has to maintain the family. That are the responsibilities given for man and the woman. Prabhupada always says that women are less intelligent. Is that mean they are so emotional? And men are like more rational. By nature, women get more emotional. That's the reason they need some protection from the men. That's what Prabhupada used to when that's what in the part 1 of this chapter. These are the main adventures that happened, and these are the things Prabhupada explained. I want to go one more pastime that Prabhupada I want to share with you all. This was Atma Tattva Prabhu when he was joined in 1980s in Bangalore. He was a brahmachari. He came into the in Bangalore temple. He came to the temple. Then his thing is every month he has to bring 2 life members to the temple. That was every brahmachari used to do in the temples. So that in that month he didn't find any members to make a life member. So what he did, you all maybe hear this pastime, just that somehow by Prabhupada it touched my heart. That's the reason I'm sharing. So the Prabhu Tattva Prabhu, he started looking into the directory, and he is looking for the people who he can call and make a life membership. Then he by going randomly, he saw a person named called Ganguly. He called that Ganguly and he said, I am an ISKCON devotee I'm calling from ISKCON temple. I want to meet you. And then Ganguly, he is a big, he is from big family. Then he said, okay, their resistance gave the appointment. And Atma Tattva Prabhu went to Ganguly's family. It is a big house. He thought, okay, this will not work for me. Okay, anyhow I came, right? Just will try what will happen. He went inside and he is going from one room to another room, one room to another room. Ganguly, he was in a meeting, so he is waiting. Their assistants came and he said, they went to Ganguly and said, one of the member from ISKCON, he is waiting for you outside. Then Ganguly said, he stopped the meeting and I have a personal meeting which I have to meet ISKCON devotees. And then he stopped the meeting and he went to talk to that Prabhu. And that Prabhu, he put all the books on the table and he is trying to impress him. That is, this is what we do and these are the books you can read. And he started saying, what I need to do now, Ganguly asked. Then he said, I'm looking for a person who can take life member. Then he said, how much money you want? Then he said, 20,222 or something he mentioned. This is in early 1980s. Then he took 2,000, I think, 2,222. Then Ganguly, he took one checkbook and he wrote a check and he gave 10,000 rupees and he gave it to that Prabhu. And the Prabhu was so shocked by looking at 10,000 rupees check. He said, I didn't impress by your talks. I was by looking at your books and everything. I didn't impress. My father is a close friend of your founder, Srila Prabhupada. He is my father. My father friend. They both used to play chess every day. Prabhupada used to come every day, every alternate days to our home, and they used to play chess with my father. That is how I know your Prabhupada, and that's the reason, looking at your founder Acharya, I'm giving this check to you. Then, okay, he was so happy that he got a life member. And he went and one day he came and he addressed Prabhupada coming to Calcutta to visit our temple. Whenever you get a chance, you can come and visit. You already know Prabhupada. Then Ganguly, okay, I'll come. And Prabhupada stayed for 5 days, and 4 days he went and he's taking darshana of Prabhupada. One day Prabhupada saw his son Junior Ganguly, and he recognized him because his features was just like his friend, and he called him and he said, you're Ganguly's son, right? Then he said, yes, I am Ganguly. Where is Ganguly? Then his son said, he was at home. Then tell him I came here and come and visit me. Then Ganguly went to his father and said, Prabhupada, we met your friend Abhay, and he asked you to come to the temple and visit him. Then his father said, no, he is in very big position. I became so old, and now I cannot come and I cannot see him. Then his son said, no, tomorrow when I go, he'll ask him why you didn't bring your father. You come and visit. Then his father said, no, I'm tired, I will not be able to come. Then next day Ganguly went to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada saw his son and he asked, where is your father? Then he said he was a little bit tired and he said he will not be able to come. He is sick. He's sick. Okay, if he is sick, what happened? I will come and I will visit your father. Then next day, Prabhupada went to his friend Ganguly's home. Even after long time, I mean, it's been long time. Prabhupada, while he was done before coming to Krishna, I mean, taking this initiation and everything, but he remembered all the routes to go his friend's house. He took so many devotees with him. Come on, I'll show you one of my friend, and he took all the devotees along with him, and he went to Ganguly's home and he knocked at the door. Then his son came and he said, where is your father? Then he said he was sleeping in that room. Then Prabhupada went to that room. While they're playing, every day they used to play chess every day. Who on the match chess game, they used to feed their lunch box. Every day our Prabhupada used to win the game, and Ganguly used to share his lunch box with Prabhupada every day. And they are discussing what you will become when you become big. Then Ganguly said, I want to become a scholar, a Sanskrit scholar. Then he asked, what you want to become? Then Prabhupada didn't answer anything. Then, okay, I may need your help in future, but when I need it, I'll come and I'll ask you. That's what Prabhupada said when they're talking in the childhood. So when the Prabhupada went to home, when he saw his friend laying on the bed, he went to him and, you didn't come to see me, but I came to see you. Then how that Ganguly was so surprised by looking at all the devotees. He never think that Prabhupada will come to his home, because now Prabhupada became a big acharya and he has many followers and everybody. He didn't expect that Prabhupada will come to see him. He was so happy, and they're talking what the things have done in the childhood. And Prabhupada asked, so what are you doing now? He said, I'm doing nothing. Then I need a favor from you. I asked when you promised me that you'll fulfill. I want you to teach Sanskrit to my disciples. Then he said, no, I became so old. I am so tired. I don't have much energy to teach. No, I can't do. Then Prabhupada said, no, why don't you? No, nothing will like that. You come to my place. I will take care about you. But you have to teach Sanskrit to my disciples. I'll take care about you. That Prabhupada mentioned. And what happened? And Prabhupada talked for some time, and Ganguly asked his wife to bring something to eat, and they bought some rasgullas, and Prabhupada ate, and they sat for some time and they left. The next day itself, the Ganguly, his father, he left his body. Then his son thought, when Prabhupada came to see him, you come, I'll take care, means that he thought he was inviting him to ISKCON, that he will take care about him. He's inviting to come to ISKCON and he's preach his sons. But Prabhupada's intention is, you come to me, you don't need to worry, I'll take care. Even after many years, he still remember his childhood friends and everything. He was taking care of how nicely about his friends and everything. That was how Prabhupada gave mercy to all the devotees who just I thought to share this pastime with you all. If I speak anything wrong, please forgive me. This is just what I hear from my senior devotees, just as it is, and I have spoken this chapter. Hare Krishna.
Jai, Hari Bol, Mataji. So sweet and so nice to hear from you, Mataji. I love your summary, Mataji. And lastly, Atma Tatma Prabhu's story also. Whenever we hear it is very, very sweet, Mataji. Those pastimes are very relishing. Thank you so much, Mataji, for taking your time and giving this chapter summary so beautifully. Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Mataji.
I tried my level best, Mataji.
Yeah, it's very nice, Mataji. Nice. Thank you so much. The devotees, yeah, we have Preeti Mataji and Vinita Mataji, they raise hand. Mataji, Preeti Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji. Such a nice presentation, Mataji. You're such a natural speaker. I can't take off my ears even for a minute. It was so good. It was so nice and meditative. Thank you so much for coming on the call and giving this lovely class. I love the story that you narrated at the end also. The glory of Srila Prabhupada. And what you're thinking, even I lived in Evanston.
Yeah, Mataji, in Chicago.
It was very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Vinita Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji. What a beautiful presentation. Finally, you made it, Mataji, 2 times.
I felt so bad, Mataji. Whenever you ask, I keep on postponing. So I thought
it was so nice. Finally, you made it, because you all work, right, Mataji? It's difficult for managing the office timing and also the class timing, as it is mid-morning class. But you had made it, Mataji. I'm so happy, and it is so simple. You said that you will have some lag in between. I did not feel anywhere lag, Mataji. You were continuously speaking. It's just coming so beautiful, very easy way you have explained this chapter, Mataji. Even next chapter is also continuous of this.
Yes, part 2, Mataji.
Teaching, part 2. Yeah, yes. Very nice, Mataji. Nice to hear from you. Thank you so much. So beautiful class. Please come again, Mataji. You work from home only. You can manage and give one more class like this in mid mornings.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for inspiring me, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji. Very beautiful class, Mataji. Very nicely you explain, and it feels like, very natural. You are telling story like that. Really beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shyam Gauri Mataji, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yeah, dear devotees, anybody would like to share for Mataji's summary session?
If anybody wants to add any more points, if you think I have missed it, please feel free to add.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji. What a wonderful presentation, Mataji. Beautifully, you have narrated the pastime, and so nicely you talked about how Srila Prabhupada, what his mood was like. He was so worried about the fact that crime was rising, and he genuinely wanted to help in whichever way. It was a wonderful summary, Mataji. You gave it so, you are a very beautiful speaker, very natural speaker. It's so evident. Hare Krishna, so happy to hear from you, Mataji. Everyone was saying the same thing. And wow, Vardhana Mataji is giving such a nice thing. Everyone was so happy that you are doing this.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for inspiring me and for your kind words, Mataji. I'm not at all qualified, but by devotee's mercy, I got the opportunity, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vardhana Mataji. Dear devotees, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji, Yaji Vardhana Gopi ki jai, koti dandat pranam, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai. You are so simple and so humble, Mataji. From last 10-12 years, Mataji, I have seen that you are working with 2 small kids, and still you prepare a big plate of prasadam in Ajji Ram Prabhuji's class, and it is not in 1 or 2 days, but every four session, every 4 Saturday, you are making big tray prasadam, and you are backside director. You never come in a front, Mataji, but you are encourage Vaishnava, whether it's in a temple or whether it's a Bhakti Vriksha. हरि हरि गौरांगा कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम टू योर सिंसियर सेवा. एंड माता जी आप बहुत अच्छी तरह श्रील प्रभुपाद अमृता आपने एक्सप्लेन किया माता जी. स्पेशल मर्सी ऑफ श्रील प्रभुपाद, श्री गुरुदेव, श्री राधा गोपीनाथ. प्लीज 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 गिव योर एसोसिएशन to each and every Vaishnava. Hari Hari Gauranga. Vardhana Gopi, Hari Hari Gauranga. Jai.
Thank you, Vrunda Gopi Mataji. I'm so happy. I'm so fortunate to have your association in Atlanta, Mataji. I always get inspired from you, how enthusiastic you always be in Krishna conscious, Mataji. Krishna always bless you the same. You have to be each and every moment such an enthusiastic, and I always inspired by seeing you, Mataji. Thank you. Thanking Krishna for giving your association to me, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, dear devotees, yeah, I see Harita Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the distinct devotees on the call. Mataji, very nice narration, very simple, sweet, and it is just, we can understand everything so nicely. And you explained each and every point, like how Srila Prabhupada wanted the, how he explained about the book distribution, and how he was worried about the crime, and how he was asking, like how he was expressing his emotions when he is giving the lectures. What he felt, how Krishna helped, or whatever he felt with Krishna, how he expressed in the sessions. So that was every point was very nice, and it was like just chatting. It was not like a session, it was just like a chatting. You are just telling us something. So it was very nice narration, Mataji. Very nice to have your association. And one thing is, like, you're very simple and humble, Mataji, and I need to learn that from you.
No, Mataji, I'm trying to be humble and I'm acting like that, Mataji. I'm not that much humble. Thank you so much for your kind words, Mataji. Really, it encouraged me. I am also poor in reading books, Mataji. Vinita Gandharika Mataji, Shamgauri Mataji, and Preeti Vilasani Mataji encouraged me to do this session. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Anybody would like to share their realizations for Mataji's summary? Okay, Mataji, I think we have chat also, Mataji. Raj Prabhu, then Laltangi Mataji, Chinmay Vrajeshwari Mataji. They kept messages, Mataji. Chat also.
Yeah, thank you, Laltangi Mataji. Thank you, Chinmay Mataji. Raj Prabhu, you're so wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you so much for giving your valuable association, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, if there are no more for Mataji realizations to share with Mataji, so once again, Mataji, your class is really beautiful with simple words, beautiful narration. The class is flowing from starting to the end of the last Atma Tattva Prabhu story, Mataji. So nice. So, if time permits, Mataji, again for you, so please come on the session, Mataji, and give another beautiful session. With this, I would like to pay my obeisances to you and all the devotees on the call. Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti
Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta ki jai. Her Grace Vardhana Mataji ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Sending